И раз, два, три. Всем привет, с вами снова Антон. И сегодня мы начнем проходить игру The Conceal. Игра состоит у нас из 5 эпизодов. И сегодня мы проходим первый эпизод. Он называется The Mad Ones. И мы начинаем. Какая тут камера интересная. Игру, в принципе, я все настроил. Так что никаких, как говорится, казусов быть не должно. Начинаем. Франция, Париж. 10 декабря 1792 года. Прекратите, вы ничего не добьетесь, фон Борхе. Знаете, у меня такое же чувство, Сара. Прислушайтесь. Я думаю, я субтитры не буду озвучивать. В принципе, субтитры большие, так что понятно.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert!
Hmm?
Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero?
Так, ну...
Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the
Сейчас,
last
наверное,
time.
какие-то куты будут, наверное. Или это как заставку.
Is Al-Azif.
Let me do this. Trust me.
Ага, вот и первая вариативность. К сожалению, в меню не могу зайти. Я вижу, что игра тихая. Спокойно. Но что-то как-то не
For God's
очень
sake,
было.
Louis, I told you to let me do it. Let me see.
You know, I was in control of the situation, Mother.
Oh, tell that to your nose. It's because of this kind of reaction that I prefer to work alone.
You ought to learn to trust me, Mother. Can't you be happy for once? We finally cracked the Von Borchert case?
He was just a middleman. He would have been more useful alive. How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line.
Кстати, да, можно было его допросить.
You're much more important than you can ever imagine. Right, let's go now.
Я почему-то подумал, что он и есть главный. Окей. Ну, заработали черту самостоятельно, почему бы и нет. Как-то быстро прошло, даже не успел прочитать. Так, спустя месяц. Недалеко от берегов Англии, остров лорда Мортимера. Ну, такие субтитры буду озвучивать. В принципе, можно. А, вот компания, да. Big Bad Wolf.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up Von Borchert's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditch me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Напоминает остров из «Пират Карибского моря», где там они собирались. Правда, он там был побольше искал, но все равно.
In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think about it.
Так, ну вот, в принципе, начался у нас первый эпизод.
We find
Слушаем.
ourselves both invited by Sir Hall.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Так, отлично. Это есть, и сейчас, да, громкость прибавим, это вообще что-то печально все. То есть по максимуму. Так. Я все это хотел прибавить звук, а не убавить. А, понятно, вот так надо прибавлять, да? Давайте все поставим на максимум.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him.
Вот
We
так
have
лучше
some
должно
business
быть.
to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here like a fish in water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Да, почему
That's
бы и
right.
нет?
Until now, I've never been invited by Lord Mortimer.
You'll see. You won't soon forget him.
Given what I've seen so far, I wish I'd been passed over.
Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you alright?
Опа. Чё это с ним?
Mother? Oh shit! Your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no! Don't!
Так, я надеюсь, меня не громко слышно?
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't
Не,
find
нормально.
it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No! You can run if you want to, Sarah. But you will pay for what you've done.
Так, скорее всего, мы увидели будущее. Сейчас будет возможность ее спасти потом.
Louis, are you alright? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly. Am I going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Так,
A Byzance.
коллекционную монету нашли. Слушай, я говорил тебе вчера, какая игра. Несколько раз. В названии написано, команда есть. Что непонятно? Так, ну понятно, стандартное управление, как в Telltale'ске РТ бегать. Давайте пойдем не спеша, чтобы осмотреться. Чё тебе нифига непонятно? Заканчивал название игры.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Слушай, есть команда iTime для особо одаренных. Это во-первых. А если так, я только начал. Итак, выберите класс, кем мы хотим стать. Дипломат. Душа любой компании. Он очень красноречив, тактичен и убедителен в разговорах с собеседниками. Отлично разбирается в политике. Ну, как говорится, играю я, поэтому мы никакие не политики. Оккультисты. Мастера обмана. Он посвятил свою жизнь науке и искусству. Готовьте по головам. Но я не сказал бы, что это правильное определение, что оккультист это наука. Наоборот, они как бы... Ну понятно, быть аристократом, быть вот этим, как церковником. Эксперт в расследовании. Он замечает мельчайшие детали в окружающей обстановке поведения собеседников. Я думаю, что мы возьмем класс детектива. Ладно, если что, не буду на тебя злиться, хоть ты пришел, сразу начал опять это самое. Так. Значит, у нас есть 3 очка навыка. Детектив дает доступ к следующим навыкам. Допрос, бдительность, логика, психология и ловкость. Айси. А тут написано, вам доступно 7 очков действия для принятия навыков. Убеждение. Вы получаете 1 очко навыка благодаря прошлым поступкам. Манипулированию. Вы получаете 1 очко навыка благодаря прошлым поступкам. Извиняюсь. То есть 3 очка навыка, это имеется в виду, что у нас есть 3 ветки развития. А поскольку мы выбрали детектив, и теперь мы можем прокачать вот эти навыки. Ну как, Сеншой, ты пришел, не поздоровался, сразу начал. Что это за игра, эти отразительные смайлики? Итак, давайте выбирать. Что у нас есть? Логика. Открывает варианты ответов и действия. 2 очка до 2 уровня расходятся на 3 очка действия меньше. Также у нас есть физическое воздействие, нарутотерапия, бдительность и допрос. Заставляйте собеседников объяснить их странное поведение. Окей. Мне приглянулась логика и бдительность. Давайте сначала возьмем бдительность и логику. Ага, и еще у нас. Так, давайте бдительность, логика. Всюду по обозначению тут 4 уровня. Каждого навыка есть, да? Читайте своих собеседников, как открыть. И нарутотерапию возьмем. Я думаю, пока нормально. Ой, как детективный.
Over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases, like the chauffeur d'Angers, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of 2 people. But please call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Так. Так, у нас есть способность, в принципе, ее надуть. Че, попробуем? Почему бы и нет?
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me. What a sweet talker you are. Remind me of how we met?
Так. Обычно. Так, Сеншой. Ты опять не с той ноги стал? Сеншой, у меня класс не обманщика, а детектива. Я Холмс. Я должен подмечать малейшие изменения и прочее. Анализировать. И я взял психолога, так что тут понятно было. Так, навыки позволяют давать особые ответы и совершать разные поступки. Чтобы применить навык, необходимы очки действия. Чем выше уровень вашего навыка, тем ниже стоимость его применения. Так, еще раз. Нужны очки действия. Чем выше уровень вашего навыка, тем ниже стоимость его применения. Так, то есть это вот эти как раз очки действия, которые мы прокачивали. Откройте... чтобы ознакомиться с доступными навыками, откройте в меню соответствующую вкладку. Итак. Так, у нас есть карта. Вот навыки, которые мы прокачиваем. Вот, нам нужно... Так, звание. Ну тут прям конкретно, ладно. Манипулирование 1 очко. Убеждение 1 очко. И детектив снижено. Так. У нас есть платок, приглашение. То есть мы даже легально туда идем. Прекрасно. Есть биографии персонажей. Ну вот тут, кстати, можно как раз и посмотреть, наверное, написано, где они познакомились. Так, ну то, что она приближенная к королеве. Значит, никаких намеков я пока не вижу. Блин, ну сделано прикольно, мне нравится. Ага, вот у нас между уровнями есть тут карта. Ага, манипулирование недоступно. Уклонение недоступно. То есть... То есть мы не за счет обмана все делаем. Хотя вот тут написано, что у нас вроде есть что-то. Это психология. Окей, давайте.
Don't you remember? We bumped into each other at Mesmer's show in Paris. That fraudster had even bamboozled the Marquis of Lafayette.
You too, apparently, because I've never been to see him.
Ouch. Well, that didn't work.
Right, time to go to the manor.
Отстой. Применяйте навыки, чтобы обнаруживать скрытые детали. Выбирайте наиболее подходящие к ситуации элементы окружения.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Ага, то есть даже так. Каждый человек, с которым вы обладает своим характером. К одним навыкам он может проявить устойчивость, к другим слабостью. Пользуйтесь его сильными и слабыми сторонами, столкнутесь с устойчивостью. Вы потерпите неудачу, почувствуете измождение, воспользуйтесь слабостью, вернете одно потраченное очко действия. Так, ну, есть вкладка журнал, в котором написано слабости.
Emily.
Так, вот здесь журнал, да? У нее устойчивость к логике.
Excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Да, к сожалению, надо было сказать правду. Не было у меня подходящего навыка, чтобы ее обмануть. Ну ладно. При выполнении определенных действий вы будете получать новые звания. Ну это понятно, это мы уже посмотрели, что там определенное количество каких-то навыков прокачаешь, тебе дают достижения. Так, давайте-ка вернемся обратно и еще раз осмотримся. Так, ну тут мы взяли уже предмет, а тут ничего у нас нету, отлично. Так, горшочек меда. Восстанавливает 2 очка действия. Нормально. Устойчивость к логике это как? Это значит, что умными речами ее не запугаешь. Так,
Must
пошла.
be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the
Доставка.
island without being seen from 300 meters away. Great. Honey.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Riche.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Честно говоря,
What can you tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location.
ну это я и так
But
уже
no
понял.
one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Так. Синшо, это наоборот значит, что она умный и умными речами не обманешь. Вот это... Ты немножко не понял. Так. Так, ну, у меня нету допроса. Да. Ладно, давайте.
Did anyone
проследите.
see anything else?
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here. Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
А, у
Give me
нас
the
есть
handkerchief.
логика.
I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but
Invited by your master.
no, of course. But
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf?
Вот это мы его задавили интеллектом. Нормально. Ну, то есть это получается... Кстати, тот платок, который нам дали, он очень похож на тот, который нам герцогиня дала. Эхе. Понятно. Другие инициалы.
Wooden floorboard. Judging by the splinters of the wood, this floorboard has been ripped up. It was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this? Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed. Judging by the splinters of the wood, this floorboard has been ripped up. It was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this?
Ну понятно, в общем, у нас немножко другой навык сейчас прокачан. Ну тоже неплохо. Так, ну тут мы не пройдем, потому что нам что-то нужно, да? Ключ или напильник.
I'll never get it open bare-handed.
Ну, по-моему, это было предсказуемо. Так, а эти доски то же самое скажут? А нет, тут мед лежит, окей. Так, тут ничего нет, а вот тут что-то подсвечивается.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
Странно, вроде прошло, что я что-то взял, но непонятно что. Ну ладно, давайте. Ага, вот еще что-то.
Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
Действительно, почему вы не взять? Я надеюсь, меня стражники не повяжут за то, что он пруд где-то прячет непонятно.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Казалось, там что-то светится, но это было отражение луны в воде. Ладно. Сейчас еще раз по-быстреньку посмотрим, потому что вот появился.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time.
Потому что мне дали платок, может я смогу еще осмотреться.
Nothing special. Let's see what's hidden inside. Ah, one of the letters is stamped with the seal of the order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to?
I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richer.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think! Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar?
Godoy. Странно, как я смог политику, если я другую ветку выбрал? А чтобы это, мне нужен был навык из моей текущего класса. Странно, ладно.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Так. Хотя, может, при дальнейшей прокачке я смогу взять второй класс. Но я же как бы, получается, уже сюда не вернусь. Так. В дровах тут ничего не обронили. Нет, похоже, можно с чистой совестью идти дальше.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look. A letter written in an Oriental language.
Языкознание, ёпарс,
I
да.
have the slightest idea what it says.
Сейчас меня повяжут из-за этого.
The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
That reminds me. It's about time the order sent some envoys there.
It's too badly written, I can't make out the address. The address is 50 Bedford Square, London.
Но у нас все равно как бы нет выбора, потому что он говорит осматриваться, а кроме писем тут больше
Probably a
ничего нет.
Dutchman.
An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
Опа.
This envelope is meant for the Vatican.
Ну и конечно из
This name
оккультизма
sounds
тоже нет.
familiar. Prashi. No. Can't seem to place it.
Ну все, больше тут ничего интересного нету. Подожди, а Баски это не священник, который мы там... А, нет, это Джузеппе. Ну понятно, тут в общем больше ничего и нет такого. Давайте тогда проходим дальше. А вот еще бочка.
It's like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Cash.
Так, ну мы тут уже полчаса на пляже, давайте пойдемте. Больше тут ничего нет.
Latin inscription. Annesis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus ergatio.
Синчо переводи. Блин, и в оккультизме, и в исковедении. Классная вообще игра. Накинула на тут это. Я думаю, что я еще вернусь.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Странно, что на улице нет ни встречающих, ни это самое людей. Ну, может, все внутри. Хотя обычно на улицах народ стоит всегда. Ух, какой.
Impressive.
Ah, my son, I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Так. Только методом дедукции и психологии. По-другому мы никак не сможем его убедить. Так, я вижу, что несколько этапов. Ну, понятно, выбор влияет на развитие сюжета. Не забывайте пользоваться навыками. Это понятно. Во время противостояния на экране будут отображаться символы, которые подскажут, насколько вы были убедительны. Так, у нас есть, не знаю, 4 этапа, если это количество показывает. 3 раза я могу ошибиться. То есть по-любому один ответ должен быть верным.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Так, ну точно не такой ответ.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
Звучит
If only she
двусмысленно.
had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Итак, либо профессиональная тайна, либо про золотой орден. Орден, точнее, прошу прощения. Ну, я думаю, что профессиональная тайна. Синшой, ты что скажешь?
The finest minds of the century were present, if I'm not mistaken.
Так, секунда. Ага, я же могу это самое. Открыть досье. Так, что тут у нас? Так, то есть можно про орден упомянуть. Ясно, большое. Подожди, организация тайна или нет? Блин, игра тут интересно довольно. Тайных обществ. То есть, если этот церковник не состоит, то это может быть что-то... А если состоит, то он скажет, что при посторонних ты сообщаешь важные сведения. Хорошо, давайте возьмем профессиональную
If you know
тайну.
my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we
Во,
work.
нормально.
You are the worthy son of Sarah.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Так. Итак, нам нужно еще дать, я так понял, 2 правильных ответа, и мы можем ошибиться при этом еще 3 раза. Так, логично, что допрос мы не можем устроить. Да, вам, типа там что-то было, что дать письмо я передам. Наставить на этом не надо, следовательно, мы возьмем вот это. Вы можете на меня положить.
don't worry, Your Eminence. Your secret is safe with me. You know my mother's reputation. As her son, I will defend the Derishe's word with the same fervor.
I would expect nothing less. Listen
Отлично.
to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Опа. А вот это такое, я такой. Конечно, я поклянусь, я конечно, атеист, поэтому мне будет без разницы, даже если я нарушу. Главное получить письмо. Так, на последнем этапе вы должны убедить своего собеседника, выбрав нужную реплику. Если вы дадите неправильный ответ, этап будет повторяться для тех, пока вы не сделаете верный и не совершите максимально. То есть, если будет 4 варианта, я могу 3 раза ошибиться. Так что вперед. Я не верю в Бога, вот я бы выбрал это. Да, конечно.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen,
Easy.
let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Deriche. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Итак, скрытые элементы. Многие улики и предметы в игре спрятаны. Они могут повлиять на развитие сюжета. Хорошо. Поэтому я и взял бдительность, потому что мы тут можем много чего с помощью нее нарыть. Так, если я присоединюсь к камину, там пойдет заставочка, поэтому мы сначала давайте осмотримся. Так, настойка якорцев повышает эмпатию. Некоторое время вы будете видеть, к чему собеседник испытывает устойчивость и слабость. Вот это хорошая вещь. Очень хорошая. Так, давайте по кругу.
Maybe I should introduce myself to the other guests first.
Понятно, тут по-любому надо им представиться. Окей. Сейчас тогда смотрим с этой стороны что-нибудь.
Saturn devouring his sun. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this. Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Так, ну остается только подойти к столу. Давайте применим эмпатию, потому что их много, я думаю, какая-нибудь заставочка будет.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
Не буду спрашивать, где он это все хранит, еще раз. Ну да ладно. Так, по мере прохождения вы будете черпать знания из литературных трудов. Перед началом каждого задания вы можете выбрать манускрипт и получить очки навыков. Ну понятно. Прокачка через книги. Я одобряю это. Другое дело, мне нужно их как-то активировать, или они автоматически активируются. Так, ну никаких кнопок я не вижу. Значит, проходим.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
А время способности
And I
заканчивается.
noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Стыдно врать президенту США.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organises a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good lord! Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit! That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat. Very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer. So don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this Holm. I saw him in my vision.
Так. А ну зачем мне разговаривать об этом холме с ним? Ну холм как холм. А тут я смогу информацию узнать. Давайте с вашим.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
С Вашингтоном.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry, Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Так.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother. When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
Подозрительно.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well, such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again, or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards, not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Теперь я понимаю, что для чего мне нужно было географию острова узнать.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Ой, микрофон включил. Так, мне нужно отойти. Давайте перерыв. И после продолжим. Слушай, ну я все понял, может не это самое. Так. Я вернулся, продолжаем.
On that note, it's very
И не понял. Я не успел.
exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Нормально. То есть я на паузу поставил уже перед самым этим. Ну ладно.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Надо было нажать на
Well, my
право
friends,
на этого
I
чувака, ну
am
ладно.
bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Ему сказали, что справа. Давайте осмотримся, может тут что-нибудь есть. Так.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Давай, Снежой, скажи, сколько стоит русский рубль?
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Бонапарт, Жак Перу. Не знаю, кто это такой. Ну да ладно.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Так. Наука, языкознание и эрудиция. Неплохо. Снимает отрицательные эффекты. Отлично. Так. Тут ничего у нас нету.
Decorum guide.
Правила хорошего тона. Хорошо, что это у нас? Этикет. Думаю, пригодится. Блин, здоровая конечно, тут это самое. Еще наверх можно, и там лестница вниз была. Сейчас круг сделаем и все.
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
Какой-то немец вроде. Ага, вон есть, вижу. Я сейчас, кажется, в свою комнату приду. Так, эту книгу нельзя взять. Все понял, Снишой. Так, кажись, это моя комната. А нет, не она.
President George Washington.
Я предлагаю герцогиню разбудить.
The Greek drachma. One of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
Драхна — это валюта греков, да, это я знаю. Вот это, что ли? Нет. Он даже не подсвечено. Всякие разных сейчас предметов собираем. Так, нет, я если что не читал. Ты прочитал, новичок?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Ясно, они тут все рядышком похожи.
Huh, that's me.
Ага, отлично. Я рядом с этим.
Duke Manuel Godoy. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
О! Бля, нельзя. Так, а я могу вниз спуститься? Нет? Так, ну мы все нашли, давайте еще посмотрим. Наверх подняться с другой стороны, и вот тут вот лестница. Можно, нет? Нет, нельзя. И вот сюда. Тоже нельзя. Ладно, игра пока не позволяет нам свободно гулять по дворцу. Что, в принципе, логично. Вот эти вот ромбики, я забыл, что они значат. Это моя усталость, если не ошибаюсь. Я надеюсь, сейчас я смогу ее восстановить.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Ну, слушайте. С другой стороны, я ему ничего не должен. Да и, кстати, не доверяю. Что думаешь, Нишой? Ого, если была хитрость, можно было незаметно его взломать. Ну давай.
Okay, let's see what it contains. Too bad for Biaggi. So, it really is a list of French countrymen. Biaggi wasn't lying. But now it's opened. I better get it to Mother soon.
Wow! Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Ничего себе. Прикольно.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist Saint Jerome and the Angel. Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw this the conversion of Saint Paul. Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy. Before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda.
Так, вот это интересная вещь. Позволяет сосредоточиться и не расходовать очки действия.
Propaganda purposes.
Так, что тут у нас что-нибудь есть? Нет?
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter
Оставь
here.
надежду всех
Lovely
сюда
lectures Mortimer is
входящих.
giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Чтоб шкатулку нужен навык взлома. Нормально. Пойдете на балкон посмотрим. Опа, балкон-то у нас соединяется с другими комнатами. У меня возникла одна мысль.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Эх, к сожалению, нельзя. Хотя до герцогини дойти, думаю, можно, нельзя. Ну, вид не очень. Думал, что-то пошикарнее будет. Ну ладно. Ага. Заставка пошла сразу. Итак. Опа. Итак, давайте смотрим по неудачам. Я не смог найти на причале все зацепки. Странно. Секундочку. А, может быть, той палкой, которую мы нашли, нужно было сломать замок тот. Вы решили не брать книгу, найденную на причале? Подожди, а там была книга? Ладно. Так, я мог пойти за сэром. Ну, про гостиную это понятно. Я не пошел. У меня могла состояться неожиданная встреча. Вот это поворот. А игра-то разносторонняя, слушай, ты прямо это самое. Ага, то есть я могу их прокачивать. Ясно. Давайте один навык. Язык. Чисто ради интереса. Так, а так, что тут у нас? Допрос, ловкость. Какие нам часто всего встречались? Убеждение у нас и так качается. Уклонение, по-моему, было, да? Хитрость часто была. Крадите предметы, взламывайте замки. Ну давай один. И все-таки нам больше кругозора надо. И логики. Так и оставим. А, то есть... Я думаю, если мы будем с этим богатым чуваком, нам нужен этикет.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
Кажись, это был Наполеон.
little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
I'm coming!
Так. Это уже опасно.
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel,
Dear
dictated
Monsieur
to him by
Louis,
voices.
Please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room? The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio representing St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Так, ничего, подожди.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
Так, ну я не вижу ничего подозрительного здесь. Ну-ка, давай-ка. Подожди, а чё, я же прокачал. Мы же прокачали хитрость. Может, они не
Inferno by
качаются?
Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer is giving to his guests. Very
Excuse
jolly.
me. Am I bothering you?
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
Elizabeth Adams. Home introduced her to us.
Yes. Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room, and perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Сеншой, что скажешь? Помочь Вашингтону? Вашингтону, прошу прощения, сударыня.
Count on me, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
Так, ну у нас красноречие не прокачано, между прочим. А взлом, кстати, это...
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
Знал бы я, где еще тут малая гостиница.
Louis, you're straying from your objective. Louis, you're straying from your objective.
Понятно. Так, музыка немножко громковата, сейчас я ее убавлю. Мало гостиницы. Где тут мало гостиницы? Погоди-ка.
This is Cersei.
Это здесь? Опа.
Ah, my son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in this small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Government. You should do something, my son.
Так.
Come on, this guy's a cardinal? Weren't you about to enter the room, Your Eminence?
Oh, no. I was just passing by.
But since I do happen to be here, shall we go in together now?
I'd rather go and find help. It's safer.
Well, let's see. It's always the same ones who get dumped in it.
Thank you, my son. May God watch over you. Who do you think you are?
Так. Окей.
Me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you! Stay out of it! This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back to her room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
Так. У нас есть не мешаться, либо есть вероятность, что она сбежит, да? Но стоять, как он ее бьет, тоже такое себе. И у нас нет никакого выбора. Ладно, в принципе, если что, мы потом можем перепройти полностью. Так что давайте вмешаемся.
Let her go! Huh? Stay out of it, boy!
Shit.
What are you playing at? I told you to mind your own business, boy! If you think you can side with this whore and then just walk away, you're out of your mind. Give me one good reason not to knock you down.
Будем надеяться на что.
That's the spirit, but it won't be enough. Don't think you're getting away with it that easily. I'm sick of all these toffs. If we were in Paris, I'd send you all to the guillotine. And on top of it all, a woman telling me how I ought to behave? I won't stand for it.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
What? Don't tell me you're gonna defend these harlots.
Women, right? They really do drive us crazy sometimes. I totally understand.
Yeah, and every time they open their mouths, it makes you want to slap them. I get the feeling you're trying to put one over on me. If that's the case, you're making a big mistake.
Sorry about that. Look, there's no point in us aggravating each other. Let's both just go our separate ways.
Don't move, we're not done yet. You wanted to be the knight in shining armor and save the damsel in distress. Let's see how brave you are.
Опа.
I've watched you, and you're shaking. I'm betting you won't fire.
Что получится психологически? Yeah.
I'm not in the habit of beating Lord Mortimer's guest in his own salon. You got off easy this time, but don't try it again.
Ух, это было плотно.
The brooch Elizabeth was wearing. Huh. She was so frightened she was unaware that she'd lost it. Yeah, well, it didn't seem to do her much good.
Что-то я сомневаюсь, что президент успел. Но полутаться не мешает. Видишь, какая игра? Тут нужно прям все изучать.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Открыть ключом. То есть есть ключ какой-то.
Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Энциклопедия. Так, вот эту книжку нельзя взять? А, это не книжка. Ну хорошо, давайте дальше.
Lady Adams must have locked it behind her when she fled.
Понятно. То есть у нас только один выход.
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Louis, I only needed 10 minutes. Imagine the scandal if she had found me.
What would you have done in my shoes? She was in the middle of an argument with some angry guy.
10 minutes. I didn't ask for the moon.
Nonetheless, you found what you were looking for, didn't you?
Not everything, but yes. Elizabeth is definitely the daughter of John Adams. We need more information.
You can always go back.
It's too late now.
Подойти у нее там спросить нет, да? Нельзя. Ну, как... Какой-нибудь вопрос, который знает только она. Ответ. Потому что явно что-то между ними было. Ладно, пойдемте наверх. Музон пошел. Странно немножко бегать, ну ладно.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
Don't worry about that anymore, Your Eminence. I had to step in, but everything's under control.
What an adventure, my son. I am relieved to hear it. You acted as a good Christian. In these troubled times, we need more men of your caliber.
It's nothing, Your Eminence. I did what I had to do. Well, you did the opposite.
Good. Well, thanks for the news. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Черт. Ну, это... Чё, это фиаско.
Here it is.
You opened it!
Don't worry about that, Your Eminence.
You gave me your word, before God!
I can assure you that my mother and I share everything.
That's enough! Your word is worthless. I give your mother this letter myself.
Ну, это рип.
I'm exhausted. I better go to bed. I'll search my room tomorrow. If Mother stayed here right before me, you never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
А, нас еще, наверное, подсматривают тут какие-нибудь эти дырки в стенах. Итак, я мог знать больше о прошлом матери и не мог задержать эту ребят. Ну это понятно. Ага, Вашингтон мог бы рассказать мне о матери. Опять какая-то запоминающая встреча. Ничего себе. Так, ну похоже эти навыки, они автоматически повышаются. Так, ну мы прокачали психологию на максимум. Ага, так это еще и не максимум. Это только первый уровень. Обалдеть. Странно, что мы не могли еще одну книжку навернуть на ночь.
Alright. In my vision yesterday, I saw that Mother had this room before me. I'd better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
На психологию мы прокачали, давайте убеждения. Все-таки это полезно.
Writing material. From what I see, no ink's ever been used on this quill. The smell reminds me of something. It smells like lemon. That's odd. Writing material.
Просто супер сыщики.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you.
Так, нам дали ключ от вещей. А сами-то вещи где?
Nothing.
А что, что-то на подушке должно быть?
Torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance. The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Не понимаю, почему взлом не работает.
St. Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. St. Jerome and the angel.
Нет, явно. Вот.
There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it.
И никто не видел ключ и не мог открыть ее
There's a
шкатулку.
Effects of Sœur de Richer to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it.
Так, ну понятно, 4 осколка дают нам очко действия. Это знакомая фишка.
All right, I've retrieved everything.
И еще. Что-то у нас появилось убеждение. Интересно. Так. Ну, похоже, тут больше ничего нет. Надо идти на... А нет, что-то вижу.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. No, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travelogue of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. The paper's rougher around the writing. The paper's moist here. Very light stain, barely visible. And the smell reminds me of something. Come on, Louis, think. Think. Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind. She applied a liquid to the book. She must have used the writing materials. The quill has been used, but not with regular ink. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a limit to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
Нагреть надо. Мы же знаем, что это тема.
The message is illegible. I have to keep searching. Damn, I'm making a serious mess here. It's no good. Might have worked if the writing had left marks in the paper, but no, there's only traces of lemon. Luckily, I've only put ash on part of the message.
Не проканало. Странно.
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Обалдеть. Сейчас еще кажется, что это неверно. И я просто сожгу бумагу.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Не знаю, зачем я беру. Давайте попробуем. Так.
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, it could be anywhere. Damn! The message continues, but thanks to me, the rest of the text is unreadable. Great. I hope it wasn't a unique edition or Mother's gonna kill me. Now I'd better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
То есть вы понимаете, да, что если бы не пепел, мы прошли бы полностью.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
То есть нормальная вариативность такая.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Я даже знаю, кому я пойду первым. Ну да. Загляну я на минуту.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Might be better to take a different stairway. That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
Нет, это, конечно, все интересно, но я не могу зайти ни в какую комнату. Так, окей. Так, тут тоже никого нет. Точнее, даже не... Ну, то, что никого нет, просто я не могу зайти.
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Опа.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
Ничего себе. Так, нужно быстро осматривать.
A chest with a half-circle pattern. An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible.
Наука, оккультизм. Давайте заберем с собой.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and unfortunately.
Так.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals. Well, let's see what it tastes like. Ugh. I really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Нормально. Так, в круг не заходим, а то какой-нибудь демон вылезет.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. November 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was 3rd November 1791. My dear sister,
Так, что, больше ничего тут нет, что ли? Только родители пришел. Значит, надо один пункт науки прокачать. Окей.
A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
Надеюсь, там никого нет. Так, отлично. Туда можем зайти? Опа.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later.
Подожди, а это чья комната? А сюда я по умолчанию могу зайти.
Might be better to take a different stairway.
Ага, без лома я сюда не зайду. Ладно. Здесь мы спустимся.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet? I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No. I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Так, ну тут... А тут кроме этого ничего и нету.
And next you're going to tell me my mother's also responsible for that scar on your head?
My heart stopped twice during the operation. I lost my memory for 6 months. You obviously have no idea of the abuse your mother inflicted on me.
Wait. There must be some kind of mistake.
My only mistake was ever meeting your mother.
She's able to describe every detail without hesitation or getting flustered. It's becoming difficult not to believe the poor girl.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Конечно,
Elizabeth, confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me? Do you even hear yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son...
У него, блин, у него устойчивость, а не слабость. Блин.
I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back? Or let me sleep at night?
Так, это Рип. Один раз ошибся, ладно. Где тут она?
Look, you don't seem like a bad person. And I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her.
Отлично.
Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
How I Met Your Mother. Сериал
You
есть.
see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
Так значит, его
It
мать
would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
оккультистка.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother.
Манипуляция,
I'm sure she had her
понятно.
reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Так. Эти сам французы, какой-то новый усатый дядька. Да, что у нас какая-то потертая одежда, даже нет, сам не переоделся.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
У него вообще есть какие-то вопросы? Ну, что мне нужно рассказать?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help sir in any other way?
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, sir may access the dining room. That is where sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, sir will also find access to the garden. But sir may be reassured, the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has sir another question?
What's on the first floor?
The first floor is reserved for guests, sir. That is where sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, sir?
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holmes, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
Ну,
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
так.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Вот это вот сложность 3. А, то есть она 3 снимать, наверное. Убеждение первого. У меня убеждение вроде второго уровня, если не ошибаюсь. Давайте посмотрим. Где тут? Вот. Это манипулирование. Ну, давайте попробуем.
Indeed, this masterpiece must not become more damaged. Let me have it and I'll take care of it personally. I love antiquarian books.
It bothers me somewhat. It isn't Sir's job to take care of it, really.
No, but I would love to. You'll be doing me a favor by letting me have it.
In that case, sir, I shall leave it in your care with pleasure. May I do anything else for sir?
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
You wouldn't have a little golden elixir I could use, would you?
Oh, unfortunately, sir, I have orders not to give any of that medicine to any of Lord Mortimer's guests. Some guests are here to follow a very strict treatment. Mixing or combining certain substances would be dangerous for sir.
Хорошо.
That's fine. I have no intention of swallowing this remedy. You see, I generally use it to put the shine back on my shoes. But maybe you'd rather I ask permission from Lord Mortimer. Where is he? I'd like to tell him about my shoe problem.
Sir need do nothing of the sort. There is no reason to disturb Lord Mortimer with this small matter.
As you wish.
Here you are, sir. I hope sir will have enough with one bottle, as I haven't any more.
Oh, I'll make do. It's good of you to get this much.
May I do anything else for sir?
Конечно, мы сейчас тебе по полной.
A little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
Наука, этикет. Понятно.
I still haven't quite recovered after that boat crossing. Would you happen to have any devil's thorn by any chance?
I am sorry, sir, but the devil's thorn may be just a plant, but it is also a powerful psychotropic drug that causes undesirable diuretic effects. I would advise against sir taking any.
Don't worry, my good man. I know the effects of devil's thorn very well. I've been taking it for years without any adverse effects. I've never had cause to complain. You can believe me.
That is well, sir. Here is sir's herb. What else can I do for you, sir?
Ну все, мы его по полной, короче, как могли. Узнали только расположение этого лорда в западном крыле на третьем. И все. Ну, нам сюда. На всякий случай.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piatti seem to be getting along well.
Please feel at home.
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself.
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
And you haven't seen anything yet.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I am not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same great varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
It's the first time I've ever seen her so moved. Just mentioning that orphanage broke right through Emily's hard shell.
Подозрительно.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Так. У нас есть... Мы можем ее спросить, или его спросить. Либо познакомиться самим с ним. А давай спросим ее.
What do you think of Volner?
The Prussian king is his puppet.
I find it hard to believe the king of Prussia is so weak.
Be careful. Volner is as influential as he is dangerous.
You seem to know each other well.
We used to work together.
I see.
Ладно, неплохо выбрали.
Please feel at home.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Давай логика.
He's certainly well connected and in high places.
Surprising. No one appears to know him.
No one knows me, and yet here I am.
Quite so.
Who does not know a person?
Monsieur de Richet? It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Так, хорошо, ну устойчив к убеждению. Надо аккуратно.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Так, мне даже от 50 тысяч лидеров для покупки пушек. И чё это такое? Если что, есть варианты? У меня просто какой-то самый... Ясно, ты, короче, не смотришь, я понял тебя. Я тебя понял. Так. Он спрашивает у меня про какие-то 5000 приспособлений для 200 пушек. И спрашивает, верно это или нет. Угу. Так. Давайте вспоминать, было ли у нас что-то... Я не знаю, никаких книг не встречал, поэтому скажу, что он меня обманывает.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Thank you, sir. As for myself, I did not know.
Так, необходимо вернуть контрреволюцию, должны вернуть монархию, людям нужна свобода. Так, ну я думаю, что тут, конечно, монархия.
I don't know how to remedy the situation without re-establishing a solid monarchy.
And what would we stand to gain by this?
We've tried a republic, but it is clear that with the situation we're in now, that it's not working. We ought to return to a monarchy.
That makes no sense at all, my friend. The monarchy is a privileged caste who have forever built their prestige by crushing and controlling the people.
Так. Черт. Не угадал. Осталась либо свобода, либо контрреволюция. Так. Ну, чё, революция, все-таки Франция.
The revolution was a good thing, but it gave birth to a monster. We must overthrow the new system in place.
Ah, you are right.
О, отлично.
Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the revolution in France. Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
Friends, I would like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer, and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is eminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Так, ну, пока тут много расходили, настраивались. К сожалению, я думаю, что мы только первый эпизод сегодня пройдем. Вы не смогли прочесть часть послания матушки. Я мог бы искать комнату Наполеона. Вот это странно. Мы же вроде все комнаты проверяли. Нам было очень все печально без этикета. Эрудиция. Давайте одну эрудицию еще поднимем. Науку. И одну ловкость.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Так, Давайте все-таки политику изучим. Жаль, нельзя сразу все книжки изучить. Слушай, не начинай. Нормальный из меня широк. Изучаю просто все, что можно максимально. Тут у этой игры много вариаций, так что...
Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son, the sin of gluttony is the most difficult of all in my eyes. Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Waldner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that Your Eminence knew a fair number of people at the table.
The benefit of age, my son. This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see, it's the perfect place to make new friends. Indeed, I noticed that you and Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
Ah, I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And you are right to do so, my son. But tell me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
Alas, still nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
Do not worry. It is typical of him. What can I say? Lord Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to worry.
To tell you the truth, not really.
You are right. Be positive. Perhaps Sarah is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
If I said to you, where all eyes size you up, would it mean anything to you?
I don't know if it's the place you're looking for, Louis, but it makes me think of the portrait gallery.
There's a gallery here? Can you tell me where to find it, please?
Of course. Just go through the door at the end. It will lead into the library. Continue all the way through, and you'll end up in the gallery. You'll see it, Louis. When you get there, you'll know.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. On that last word, then, I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later, Your Eminence.
See you later, my son.
Удивительно, что он мне помог после того, как я прочел письмо его.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle. Circe.
Circe. У нее волшебная палочка? Что? Сейчас осмотримся, может тут где-то еще ключ валяется. Так, книги не читаются, к сожалению.
Circe preparing wine. What better trap for you than Discourse on the Method by Descartes. This book changed the way I looked at the world.
Книг много, а прочитать их сразу нельзя. К сожалению. Ну что, пойдем дальше? Так, Мы получили ключ. И я думаю, сейчас можем открыть эту шкатулку.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
Она не отсюда. Нормально. И не отсюда. Ну окей, пройдемте. Нехиленькая библиотека. А, еще и вниз.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Так, выше он не собирается, к сожалению.
Pages out of an old encyclopedia.
Так, и вот портретная галерея. Ух, сколько тут известно картин.
Where all eyes size you up.
Chances are, that's the room my mother spoke of. And she also spoke of a Medusa. Should I go and try to find the creature now? Allegory regarding the decoration of the rights of men. That's the least you could say. Liberty or death? By painting by Ingres. Molière dining with Louis XIV. The king's posture is surprising. It's almost as if he's addressing someone in the assembly. Celia. That name means nothing to me.
Как и мне ни о чем не говорит. Мы немножко осмотримся еще.
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo
the last
da
day
Vinci.
before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples. A meeting between Louis XIV and Philippe V. I wonder why Mortimer's The Company by Rembrandt.
Это что ли? Нет?
The Fall of Phaeton. Another painting by
Нет,
Rubens.
не то.
Poor Phaeton, struck by lightning for borrowing his father. Ah, François Ier, receiving the Holy Faith. The Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's
Ладно,
already
идемте
remarkable
вот
that he can
сюда.
feel anything.
Так, здесь на картину посмотреть, к сожалению, нельзя. Тоже не то. Странная комната. Так, может быть тут есть этот самый. Другая комната, еще одна. Нет. Значит, я что-то пропустил.
allegory regarding the decoration of the rights of men. That's the least you could say. Liberty or Death by Regnault. Painting by Ingres. Molière.
Так, давайте на карту посмотрим. Так, ничего такого близко я не вижу.
Dining with Louis XIV. The king's posture is surprising. It's almost as if he's addressing someone in the assembly.
Так, наверху картины чуть не трогаются.
Christ Crucified by Velázquez. Look, someone's left a note there. The Song of Roll. François Ier, Receiving the Holy Family. A paint amber crystals.
Еще инвентарь нашел.
The Fall of Phaeton. Another painting by Rubens. Poor Phaeton, struck by lightning for borrowing his father's chariot and losing control.
А вот еще инвентарь.
Moral.
Отлично.
A Fragment of Amber. The Company by Rembrandt.
Может быть, это не картина, я не знаю.
A meeting between Louis XIV and Philippe V. I wonder why Mortimer's particularly fond of this painting.
Декорация или...
The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci.
Статуя.
The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples.
Вот какие-то статуэтки стоят же.
A painting with no name.
А, вот медуза. Отлично.
I've got to find out what Mother was trying to do with her. The Medusa. A hero armed with a sword? A hero with a lantern. And the last one holding a shield. I'll stake my life on it. All the statues form a single scene together. The poor devils are about to face the beast. Let's give them a helping hand.
Так, какая-то загадка. Ага, тут что-то есть.
The Origin of Myths, a reinterpretation of legendary creatures. Just what I need. The text is in French on the left-hand page and in Latin on the right hand. Let's find the chapter on the Medusa.
Oh.
Hang on. This version is significantly different from the regular one. It recounts how men have always belittled women in society. Harpies, mermaids, the chimera, the hydra, the gorgons. The section on the Medusa. While some of the heroes divert attention from the Gorgon, the hero with the sword brandishes his weapon at the Medusa.
Так, когда другие герои отвлекают Горгона, герой с мечом готовится нанести Медузе удара. То есть солдат с мечом скорее всего должен быть... Тут надо вращать или что? А, у меня логика есть.
Let's think. To vanquish the beast, the statues have to be lined up in a specific order. What can the shield be for? To protect its holder? Why not? But in that case, what's the lantern for? Step back and take a second, Louis. Be logical, but open-minded. Think outside the box. Nobody said a statue has to have only one use. I wonder if the lantern was to distract the Medusa. This shield can both protect the holder and also reflect the light from the lantern to distract the beast. In other words, I'll have to make an angle of 90 degrees between the lantern and the Medusa by turning the shield to face the sword. If Mortimer's the one who thought of all this stuff, then honestly, he must have a screw loose. Crazy idea, but worth a shot.
Герой с мечом. Так, с лампой мне нужно герою, держащему щит, повернуть его. С мечом мне надо отправить его.
This hero is the only one holding a weapon. It seems obvious that he's the one whose job is to cut off her head. So, sword toward the Medusa.
А, это за счет ловкости, да? Ну ладно. К Медузе. Так, а Медузу, скорее всего, надо на щитоносца. Так. Ну, нормальная загадка.
Rah! For Pete's sake, Emily! You scared the pants off me. Don't ever do that again.
Well, keep your nose out of my business then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Stop fooling around and tell me what you're doing here.
Так, ну... Что вы?
I was feeling a bit peckish. I went in search of the kitchen and I ended up here.
Your sense of direction is mind-boggling, isn't it? Well, no matter. I'll tolerate your presence this one time. Now, since you're here, make yourself useful. Look around on your side. I'll do the same on mine. And if you find anything of interest, let me know.
Oh yeah, in your dreams. At your service, madam.
Так, давайте смотреть.
I found an amazing ring, and there's an inscription engraved on it. You're married. Why don't you wear a wedding ring?
You mean wear something just to prove your love? Not my style.
Интересно.
A golden fleece.
It's freezing. Hurry up.
Do you think that can really be Jason's golden fleece?
No. You are aware that Jason and the Argonauts is a myth, aren't you?
But Mortimer's been protecting this hide. It must be of great value, don't you think?
Certainly of historical value. This kind of hide is still used by gold diggers in Eastern Europe. Now you see how easy it is to obtain a legend.
Why do you have to act so nonchalant every time I show you something?
Louis, anyone can kill a sheep, rip off its hide, and say it's the Golden Fleece.
We're at Lord Mortimer's, not at some farmyard fair. You're just too skeptical.
And you have a tendency to believe anything. Talk about an unlikely pair.
Yet, you know opposites attract, don't you? An unofficial gospel? You'd be more likely to find this kind of book at the Vatican.
Nothing special. The library at Buckingham has 3.
How did the English manage to get their hands on them?
When someone wants to attract the attention of the world's leading power, somehow the gifts just pour in.
You wouldn't have gone to the Vatican recently, would you?
Are you calling me a thief?
Certainly not. Never entered my mind. Pound.
Нормально. Так.
Guess what I've found?
The Holy Grail.
Older than that.
A piece of Noah's Ark.
Not that old.
This could go on for hours. Just tell me.
Caesar's laurel wreath.
Stop! Don't put your grubby fat fingers on it.
Do you find my fingers fat?
At least put on some gloves.
Please note, my fingers are slim.
You were going to leave marks. My God, what an amateur.
Many a harpsichord players would love to have sexy fingers like mine.
Tell me where you took your infiltration classes so I can have your tutor executed.
Let's compare hands then. We'll soon see whose fingers are fattest.
No, I'm not going to compare hands with you. Let's just keep going.
Bad loser.
Вот именно.
You should see this sword, Emily. It's magnificent.
I'm busy. Describe it to me.
This weapon is typically French, quite old, undoubtedly goes back to the Crusades. If it is a true Damask sword, it's worth more than a kingdom.
Так.
It really does look like Joan of Arc's sword.
The famous Maid of Orleans. One of your favorite historical heroines.
You bet, given the number of English butts she kicked.
And we all know where that got her. When you finished playing, maybe you can help me search the place?
Oh, looks like a pamphlet on different political regimes, written by Mortimer and Amber.
Here's something interesting. A manor in Maine, hundreds of acres of land in Catalonia, properties in Shanghai. Incredible. Some of these deeds are over 600 years old, and all signed by the hand of Mortimer.
I wonder if that's what inspired my mother's attention. How come all these documents have Mortimer's signature on them?
Do you think all these properties really belong to him?
See those fine scratches around the words?
Yes, and?
The ink barely spreads on the paper. It spreads exactly the same way on the signature. The deed was written using the same ink. If it is a fake, then it's a professional job. Several people have played the part of Mortimer, a part that has been passed down from generation to generation. Different men, but with one sole identity.
An intriguing hypothesis, and yet less twisted than some of my previous cases.
At last, you finally agree with me about something.
These documents are intriguing, but do you really think that's what attracted your mother's attention here?
And how do you know my mother was interested in this room?
I didn't know, I just supposed she was. And you just confirmed it. So, do you think she found what she came for?
I don't know. She was obsessed with Mortimer, and I must confess, these property deeds are troubling.
If that's the case, why would she have left them?
Once again, I don't know. We'll have to ask her when we find her. And what's your take? How did Lord Mortimer get all this? It's just crazy.
Perhaps secret connections, money, or a well-kept family treasure passed on from generation to generation. Who knows?
That would mean some of Mortimer's ancestors lived before Jesus was born. I wonder why my mother didn't make it clear what she was interested in here.
She didn't have time to write it down, or maybe she wasn't sure of what she was looking for.
Or she wanted to protect her discoveries. It's disturbing.
You'll just have to search the rest of the room. Maybe you'll find something. What is that you found?
A cameo pendant. What's going on?
Nothing.
For crying out loud, Emily, you lunged for that jewel like your life depended on it. Tell me what this is about.
No. We just met, Louis. I like you, but I can't just suddenly open myself up like a book to you.
Listen, Emily. It seems pretty obvious to me that you haven't come here for the sole purpose of sampling Mortimer's cellar. Stop all the clever evasions and just trust me.
And why the hell should I place my trust in you, Louis?
When are you going to understand that I just want to help you?
What do you expect? That I'll fall into your arms and say yes to everything you want?
What are you talking about? I'm only asking you to trust me a little. If only on principle, as a member of the Golden Order, for example.
I'll admit you are fairly reliable.
That's it? I was expecting more.
Well, I'm prepared to trust you when it comes to choosing a French cheese. But I've nothing to gain by confiding in you any further than that.
Nothing to gain? Damn it, Emily! I'm only trying to help you. Stop needing to gain something all the time.
Because you think I need help?
Just like everyone. You have your strengths and your weaknesses. And there's no use pretending otherwise.
Ha! And I bet you found out where I'm weak, haven't you?
Pragmatic, intelligent, sure of herself. Her only weak spot is her difficulty talking about herself. I don't know much about your past, but I'm guessing you had to get by on your own for much of your life. It might have closed you off, and that can be a disadvantage. It might be time for you to open up and risk a little trust. Not every man you meet wants to hurt you.
Yes, you may be right. I might have some weaknesses, but I don't need your help to overcome them. And I'm simply not contemplating collaborating with anyone at this time. Do you understand?
Yes, it's perfectly clear. You're already working with someone.
Ah, well spotted, Louis. I already have a work partner. I know my weaknesses. I don't doubt that your abilities will be of use to me, but I already have all that, thanks to my teammate.
Is there any chance you might tell me who he is?
No, I've already said too much. Consider yourself lucky I've even given you this much. It's extremely rare, believe me.
Come on, don't stop now that you've come this far. You know that eventually I'll end up making you talk.
Well, since no one can resist you, let's see if you can guess who my partner is.
You're a gambler. So, your partner is...
Sister.
Your sister. She's your partner. She's the one you're looking for.
Well, I am impressed. How the devil did you guess I had a sister? Virtually no one even knows. When it comes to getting results, you are very good, I grant you that. You deserve to know why the sight of the cameo pendant affected me so strongly. I thought it belonged to Emma, my twin sister.
Oh, now I get why you said you had a memory for two.
Yes, you can't imagine to what extent though. As children, everyone got us mixed up. So one day we decided to play along. Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough, the woman with two faces.
Clever. But isn't it complicated? How do you make it work?
One of us has no existence in the outside world. We share everything. First for one, then for the other. We dress the same, wear the same makeup, we speak the same. We've learned to act as one. When we accept a mission, we both turn up. This time, though, she went ahead and I was meant to wait for her on the mainland. She was meant to meet Sir Holm and bring back the details so we could work out who would follow up.
And there was a problem?
She was supposed to return from Mortimer's 1 week ago. The boat turned up at Plymouth, But alas, no trace of my sister. Instead, a sailor passed me a message from home, notifying me of her sudden disappearance.
So, my mother and your sister go missing just a few days apart. That's strange. Maybe their disappearances are linked.
It's clearly a possibility, but up to now I haven't found a trace of either of them.
None of this is very reassuring.
By the way, Louis, now that you are in on the secret, you are obliged to keep it to yourself, or you will pay very dearly.
Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me.
It's time to leave.
Так, ну отлично.
So, what do you think of our first adventure?
I must admit, it has been fun by your side.
Same here.
Oh, she's been drinking too much again.
Louis, I need to talk to you right now.
Good evening, Elizabeth. Actually, this is not a good time.
I'm begging you, please don't leave me alone.
I'll be waiting for you in your room, but don't be late.
I was sure there was a certain je ne sais quoi between us.
Louis, we need to talk now. Otherwise, it'll be too late.
Looks like Elizabeth really needs me, but if I start talking to her, for sure Emily won't wait for me. What should I do?
Блин, сложный выбор. Либо за этой сатанисткой, либо той, которая есть. Ну вы поняли. А пойдемте к Эмили. Сеншой, ты как считаешь? Чему? Что я Шерлок, а ты нет. Шерлок, ты нет. Ладно, идем к Эмили.
Excuse me, Elizabeth, but some very urgent business has cropped up. We can speak tomorrow.
No, Louis, don't leave me alone. They've come back.
Good night, madam.
Well, well, Louis, you took your sweet time. What did our poor Elizabeth want?
The truth is, I really don't have the slightest idea. But I thought all of that could wait until tomorrow.
That young girl seems very...
Emily? Have I misunderstood something here? What are you doing in my room?
And for a while now, the question has been nagging at me.
And that explains why I now find you here in my bed. Go ahead. Ask me the question that's been burning at your lips.
I know your mother was here to meet someone, but I can't figure out who.
Oh. So that's what's been hiding behind all this.
We are both members of the Order, Louis. Let's try to be honest with each other. I have followed with great interest your affair in Paris, in connection with Mr. von Borchardt. You managed to steal something from him, if I'm not mistaken.
Emily, you suddenly seem to be very interested in my private affairs. You aren't pumping me for information, are you?
Not in the least, Louis. I'm deeply hurt that you'd even think such a thing of me.
Look, I'm sorry. I just thought that...
Well, you thought wrong. I was interested in you, that's all. But that seems to be beyond you.
Don't take it like that. My mother and I recovered an old occult book that von Burchard was planning to resell on the black market. There. Now you know it all.
This is quite fascinating. But just what did Sarah expect to accomplish here?
If only I knew myself. My mother always takes a sly pleasure in telling me as little as possible.
Oh, poor little Louis. Your mother hides things from you. That's not very nice.
No, it's not nice at all. And you? What were you supposed to do once the book was found?
Give it to our sponsor, of course. Sir Gregory has more than one card up his sleeve.
So you mean Home is playing both sides?
Right. Enough chatting. Come and join me instead.
Почему бы и нет? Так. Думаю, интерфейс пропал.
I have to go, Louis. I don't want anyone finding me here in the morning.
You're right. Well, have a good night.
Good night. See you tomorrow, rested and ready.
Sure thing.
Открыта новая черта. Распущенный. Нормально.
Lord Mortimer? Monsieur de Richet, at last we meet.
Опа. Ну, неплохо. Допрос. И все. Мы, похоже, прошли первый эпизод. Так. Похоже, это то, что мы... Прошли вот этот вот первый. А это второй. Хорошо. Спасибо, что были. Остальным приятного просмотра, кто видит запись. Не забывайте подписываться. Синшо, тебе спасибо. Хотя вначале ты немножко капризничал, но ладно. Все-таки пятница. Прощай, в смысле прощай. Так говоришь, как будто больше меня не увидишь. Я думаю, 5 минут и фильм включу. Будем смотреть вторую часть. Ладно. Всем пока.